Welcome to the Bloomberg New Economy Conversations. I'm Haslinda, Amin. As always, in this series, we talk to business leaders operating on the front lines about the key decisions they're making as the COVID-19 pandemic brings large parts of the global economy to a standstill. My guest today is the executive chairman of Tata Sons, Natarajan Chandrasekaran. Chandra, always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Haslinda. My pleasure.
Chandra, first off, how difficult was it to pivot when the pandemic first struck? What were your initial key decisions?
I think the most important thing was to understand the possible challenges and the opportunities for our businesses. As you know, we have a huge portfolio. And we did a deep dive, and we realized that we have companies which see tremendous opportunities, and also we see companies which will face challenges. So we bucketed them into 4 different groups. The ones where the opportunity for digital is quite high and we needed to move quickly. For example, TCS. So we pivoted to work from home. We have over 450,000 employees. Within 3 weeks, we had 95% of them working from home. For the past 6 months, business as usual, and we are seeing tremendous opportunity to help clients to navigate this period using technology. Then the second set of companies where we have challenges because they are highly capital intensive, like the steel company, auto company, and so on. And so there we focused on ensuring liquidity and also conserving cash and being very prudent in terms of capital allocation. The whole idea is to ensure that there is enough liquidity in the system, and also the debt levels don't rise up because the revenues have been falling because of lack of production, and the whole environment is such that the demand is falling. And the third is our consumer facing and retail companies, where we had to immediately pivot towards digital and delivering an experience of our product and services at home. And so all our consumer facing companies have adopted digital significantly. I would say an accelerated adoption of digital. That's the third area we had to pivot. And the fourth one is airlines and hotels, where the business model itself was getting challenged. So in the hotels business, we have pivoted into digital in terms of our restaurants. How do we bring our specialist restaurants to the comfort of home dining room? So we created new apps and new methods to give that experience to customers. And in terms of the airlines, we had to pivot into cargo. So there has been a lot of quick decisions we had to make, and our companies came together. First of all, to address the impact of the COVID in the society. At the Tata Group level, we committed over $200 million in terms of supporting the various initiatives in terms of building new ICUs, hospitals, PPEs, etc. And also we created a new business into medical diagnostics. We have created the first ventilator, and it is in production now. And also we got into COVID testing. We have the world's first COVID test, at least India's first COVID test, using the CRISPR technology, and that is going to production now.
Chandra, with all the pivot that you talked about, how confident are you that your businesses will come out stronger on the other side of the pandemic? Or Are there still uncertainties you will have to navigate?
I think our most critical goal was to take all the decisions that are required in order that we come out stronger on the other side. So these are some of the quick things I talked about, where we have identified digital work from home, health as important aspects. But in addition, we have identified sustainability as a very important theme going into this decade. So, for example, in our power company, we have said that we will not put capital into any thermal coal-based plants. All our focus is on renewables. So we are taking similar opportunities in each one of our businesses. For example, in our auto company, we are bringing tremendous focus towards electric vehicles and the ecosystem that we are building around EVs. So our decisions are fundamentally to ensure that we come out stronger on the other side for each of our businesses, and also from a medium-term perspective, we ensure that our businesses are reducing the carbon footprint and are prepared for the new economy.
You know, Tata is a huge company. You're more than 70,000 strong. Correct me if I'm wrong there. And like you talked about, more than 30 or so units. How has COVID-19 changed the way you care for your employees as you embrace the mindset of what you call One Tata? What values have become necessary?
See, the group has over 700,000 employees. We are top five employers in the world, and we are present in over 100 countries. So communication is key, and more importantly, agility. So we have stressed on the importance of agility and going digital, and also bringing together the collective strengths of the group, what I call as One Tata. Even if you take our new businesses that we have launched businesses to address COVID testing, so the diagnostics business, and also we are pivoting into electronics manufacturing because of the global supply chains rebalancing. We have an opportunity to play a part. So we have created a new company called Tata Electronics, which is getting into that area. So all of these things are by bringing the collective strengths, skills, and capabilities that we have built across the group. I think the major effort has been to immediately get all the CEOs and the C-suite of the company on virtual calls like this. It enabled us to come together very frequently during the first couple of months. Then we were able to get our thoughts, brainstorm, ideate, and take actions that are necessary, which each of our businesses could go and execute.
Businesses are now talking more and more about the new normal. How do you envision Tata's new normal? What shifts could we be potentially looking at, and how permanent are they?
So as I said, we have multiple businesses, and all our traditional businesses are reshaping themselves for the new economy and new world by addressing carbon footprint and getting them prepared for a sustainable future. Then all our
How about trends like work from home, Chandra?
Work from home is a massive trend. As I said, in our technology company, which has 450,000 employees, we have gone 95% work from home. But in long term, we have already made a statement saying by 2025, we expect only 25% of our professionals in the services businesses will be coming into office. Remaining 75% of the employees will work from wherever. So that will be a definite trend. Health will be a very important trend, not only for within our community of employees, but also it will be an important initiative for every government and every country. So health will play a fundamental role. So healthcare services delivery is another area we are looking at. And we are digitally connecting all our consumer-facing businesses through a common digital app, which we have already said that we will be launching. So that will be a new business and a new trend. And we still have work to do in terms of reshaping the future of our airlines entities.
As you look back, we've not seen the end of the pandemic yet, but at this point in time, as you look back, have there been any key lessons? Would you have done anything differently?
I think, a pandemic is a risk that is very difficult to predict. And so I'm pretty sure that no one had it in their risk mitigation plan. But I think going forward, a couple of things are very important from the lessons we have learned. One is we need to share the best practices in terms of testing protocols across the board between countries, and we have to get efficient in testing because, as you rightly said, it's going to continue for some time. The second is we've got to be prepared with a playbook just in case if there is a spread of another infectious disease. So we've got to be prepared for that. The third, according to me, is the healthcare services delivery has to be looked at. In every country has a different issue. Some places it is not available. In some places it's available, but it's too expensive. In some places there is no capacity. In some places there is a shortage of medical professionals. So technology can play a significant role to ensure that we have the best healthcare services delivery platforms.
There are also views out there that the pandemic is coming at a time when the decoupling of the US and China is being accelerated. For a company with a global footprint, how are you managing that challenge?
Yeah, it's actually the one of the major impacts going forward would be the supply chain. Supply chains are getting rebalanced for resilience in addition to being efficient. So at Tata, we have global presence. So wherever we have exposure in terms of the supply chain to any one particular location, we have to build redundancy. And at the same time, India is a very important location because of the size and scale of the talent we have. We have 700 million people of working age, and we are adding 1 million people every month to the working population. So given that scale, India can play an important role in the value chain of the global manufacturing. So what are the opportunities and how we take part is something that we are looking at. As I said, we already launched a company for electronics, and we'll continue to see how we can partner with global corporations to make this happen.
Chandra, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation.